Morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. As many of you are aware, I try to bring you messages of love and faith every Sunday morning. I'm in the process of finishing up my 10th book. It's going to be Messages of the Archangels, where we've channeled 20 archangels now. And the book will be ready probably in a month or so. But as I was reviewing, doing the final editing for the book, I came across a message from Christiel. She's a lesser known archangel, but she had a wonderful message that we've included in the book, and we did it on our other radio show. So I thought I would bring it to you bring her back for you this morning and let her do the message. So, Christiel, if you're ready, I am. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak this morning. Yes, I'm an archangel. I know many of you out there are shaking your heads and saying, no, there's no way Barry could ever be speaking with an archangel. Well, he's spoken with many of them. It's a pretty big book he's finishing up. So I hope you accept the fact that the words you're hearing today are coming from an angel. I work a lot with people trying to restore relationships, bringing peace. Tough job. Many of you humans have many problems with getting along with others. Many of you have many problems, in period. You don't listen to God, and it all starts there. If you don't believe in God, then you have no foundation of belief. If you have no foundation of belief, then you probably don't pray to us or to Him. And if you don't pray to us, we don't know what's on your mind, so we can't help you. You're left to help yourselves. And many of you have many problems with that one. You see, evil energy is extremely real. It exists all around you. It exists in forms that you don't understand. It exists everywhere. So you need help. Humans are basically weak. God's given you all free will, and you can use that free will any way you want. You can go out and dance on a street corner if you want, but it's not going to do you a whole lot of good unless you are out there begging for money. But you can do very simple things to lead a good life. Many of you ask for forgiveness in your prayers. We hear this one all the time. Say, oh God, please forgive me. I've done this to somebody else. Well, in most cases, you've done the same thing to somebody else. And when they get angry, you don't forgive them. Why do you ask for forgiveness if you won't forgive? It's a good question, isn't it? Doesn't make sense. We try to bring you information so that you make decisions that make sense. You see, following God's words is just simply common sense. All the time you hear, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It works with forgiveness, works with hatred, anger, and it works with making peace. The first thing you do when you believe in God is you make peace with yourself. It's very important. Believing in God is the first step. It's the first light that you see at the end of the tunnel. Make peace with others. If you are harboring hatred in your heart, make peace with it. Stop hating. Stop showing anger. Stop doing all the things that are making your own life unhappy. Why do you want to make your own life unhappy? Make peace with yourself and with those that you show anger towards and hate. Take the word hate out of your dictionary, your vocabulary. It's okay to dislike. You see, that's actually kind of important. You dislike evil. If you liked evil, that would be really bad. So God doesn't care if you dislike, but don't let it take you down the road of hatred and unhappiness. Love is the key. I know it's difficult to show love towards everyone. God loves everyone. He truly does. He put that spark of his energy into everyone, and he loves everyone. Every human that walks the earth, he loves. Love is much more difficult for an individual, but you can fall back upon that spark of God and let it help you understand the way and the light. We have a very difficult task because God asks us to do things and we try to cover his wishes, to do what he wants, to help. So when he comes to me and he says, "Would you please go to this person? They have so much inner anger, so much hatred towards others. And will you do what you can to help them?" Well, when God asks, you do it. So I go and I start with my other angels who work with me, and we try to get a message through to this individual. When they don't believe in God, it's like speaking to a brick wall. And the person that doesn't believe in God shares the same intelligence of that brick wall. Sometimes God asks us to do the most difficult things, and we try and we fail. We fail because that individual will not pay attention to the messages we're trying to get through to him. Now, it's not always that we can speak like I'm doing today. This is very rare. Barry has a very, very rare gift that God gave him, and he uses it so that we can speak to humans, to anyone who wants to listen. But there's the key there. If you don't believe in God, you don't want to listen. You do not want to avail yourself of any of the many, many ways that you can be helped to follow the path that he wants you to follow. He wants peace. You see, countries hate each other. Countries do everything they can to kill their neighbors. It's taking place right now. Russia lies to its people, and the people support it, and this terrible war keeps going on. Hundreds of thousands of people are being killed, innocent children, women. The Russians don't care. They'll kill anyone so that they can win. Well, they won't win. They may think they will, but when they return, they will find out they lost. They have no idea how losing this battle will affect them. But that's their decision. You see, they could stop. They could stop right now. They give the order, get out of that country and stop the war. Every day they're being penalized because they're not making that decision. Individuals can make the decision to make peace first with themselves and then with all of those around them. You see, everything is similar. It may appear that everything is different, but it's not. Humans need to make the proper decisions. We come to you and we try to tell you what is right and what is wrong. And you know what's right and wrong. You know you shouldn't steal from someone. You know you shouldn't kill or hurt someone. You know you shouldn't insult them, hurt them. You know the difference. The question becomes, do you follow what is right, or do you follow what is wrong? God knows that humans make many mistakes. What you need to do is look forward and not backwards. What you've done in your prior life is behind you. There's nothing you can do about that. Oh, if you've accumulated a great amount of money and you've done nothing with that money to help others, you can make the decision today to help, to use some of that money. Now, God doesn't want you to give all your money away to help. He wants you to be comfortable, but He doesn't want you to squander the opportunity to use that money to help others. So many people are hurting. You hear this every week from us. No matter who comes on here, they talk about how people are hurting. Are people that are so rich that if they gave half of the money they own to help others, you'd essentially wipe poverty out in this country. If you had a government that was interested in truly being fair in their taxations, then they would have enough money that they wouldn't have to run these debts that will sink the country. Think of an individual who owes more money than their net worth. That's what your country's doing. Countries are no different than individuals. They just have the ability to waste more, to help less. The government of many of the democracies have grown so much that they're becoming ineffective in helping people. Politicians will let political differences get in the way of helping others. Political differences are currently tearing your country apart. Politicians don't care about equal justice anymore. They do what they want. When they do what they want, they're hurting themselves. They don't realize it. They're hurting themselves, they're hurting the country, they're hurting the people. When the politicians do adverse things to the lawmakers, the police, the first responders, they are hurting everyone. You see, there are people that are totally uneducated as to what had happened in the past. History is intentionally being taken out of the schools so the kids cannot understand what happened in the past and make the proper decisions for the future. The past determines the future. So if you distort what people believe of the past, then they will be making their decisions based on a terrible foundation of lies. Whenever you base a decision on a foundation of lies, it's not going to be a good decision. I know I've digressed a bit from what I usually speak about, but you see, even though the archangels have areas of specialty, we overlap. We speak about many, many things. So I thought I would take advantage of this time that I have to speak this morning to speak of a wider nature than of which I would usually speak. I want everyone to believe in God, use that foundation to build their personal happiness, and use that foundation to show love towards everyone that is around you, to help others, to just simply do what is right. Most importantly, I want you to be kind to the young. I want the young to totally understand that God exists. You see, they're taking God out of the schools because they don't want the teachings of God to be the foundation for the young. They want their words to be the foundation. That is a road to absolute destruction. It is only when the young understand what is right and what is wrong that a country can advance into the future. The young, the young that are living today have been forced into some bad situations. The pandemic has taken away a lot of educational opportunity. They're facing incredible costs in universities. Imagine paying $60,000 a year so that you can have professors lie to you. That's what's taking place. So I want you to think about all that goes on around you. Tie it all into the love of God, and all will be fine. So I want to thank Barry and Connie for allowing me to come through today. I hope that you take time to really listen. Maybe go back and rerun this and listen to the words a couple times. There's so much information that I tried to bring you. I probably tried too hard. But if I failed, God will let me know. When you fail, many of you are going to have to pass to understand what you did wrong, but they'll let you know as well. So thank you for listening. Thank you so much for understanding that God exists. Tell your friends, tell everyone around you about God. It's the best thing you can do. He blesses you today as he blesses you every day. Goodbye, and thank you so much. Well, wasn't quite expecting that direction from her, but it was quite a speech. Next week, we'll be back again with another message. Don't know what it's going to be or who's going to do it, but rest assured, it'll be something to remember. So God blesses all of you. She is correct. Tell everyone about that. I'll see you next week.